Have you ever looked at a pipe organ and wondered, what are all those keyboards, pedals, buttons, pipes, and controls actually used for? A pipe organ may appear complicated at first, but every part has a specific purpose. In today's lesson, we're going to take a detailed tour of the main parts of the pipe organ and discover exactly what each one does. We'll look at the pipes, manuals, pedalboard, stops, couplers, expression pedals, wind chest, blower, bellows, console, pistons, and tremulant. So whether you're a beginner organist, a music student, a choir member, or simply curious about this magnificent instrument, this lesson is for you. Welcome to Cptedwin Orgånist. Let's get started. Part 1. The organ pipes. Let's begin with the most obvious part of the instrument, the pipes. The pipes are responsible for producing the actual sound of a pipe organ. When pressurized air enters a pipe, it creates vibrations that produce a musical tone. But not all organ pipes sound the same. Some pipes are long and large and produce deep, low notes, while others are short and small and produce high notes. Organ pipes are broadly divided into two families, flue pipes and reed pipes. Flue pipes produce sound through the movement of air through a flue, while reed pipes use a vibrating reed to create their characteristic sound. So in simple terms, the pipes are where the organ's beautiful sounds are actually produced. Part 2. The manuals. Now let's move to the keyboards. Unlike a piano, which normally has one keyboard, many pipe organs have 2, 3, 4, or even more keyboards. These keyboards are called manuals. Different manuals control different divisions of the organ. For example, you may find a great manual, swell manual, choir manual, or solo manual, depending on the design of the instrument. Why have several keyboards? Because they allow the organist to control different groups of pipes and create contrasting sounds. For example, the organist might play the melody on the great manual while using the swell manual for a softer accompaniment. This gives the organist enormous control over musical color and expression. Part 3. The pedalboard. Now look down at the organist's feet. What you see here is called the pedalboard. The pedalboard is essentially a keyboard played with the feet. It is primarily used to play the bass part of the music. This allows the organist to perform 3 musical layers at once, the right hand, the left hand, and the feet. And this is one of the features that makes organ playing so fascinating. For a beginner, coordinating the hands and feet can be challenging, but with proper practice, the movements become much more natural. So when you see an organist playing a complicated piece, remember that they're not only using their hands, their feet are also an important part of the performance. Part 4. The stops. Next, we come to one of the most important parts of organ registration, the stops. Stops determine which ranks of pipes are available to produce sound. You may see stops labeled principal, flute, oboe, trumpet, bourdon, and many others. Each stop gives the organ a particular tone color. You will also notice numbers such as 16-foot, 8-foot, 4-foot, and 2-foot. An 8-foot stop generally produces the normal written pitch. A 4-foot stop sounds 1 octave higher, while a 2-foot stop sounds 2 octaves higher. A 16-foot stop generally sounds 1 octave below the 8-foot pitch. By combining different stops, the organist can create thousands of possible tonal combinations. This process of choosing stops is called registration. Part 5. Couplers. Now let's talk about couplers. Couplers allow the organist to connect one division of the organ to another. For example, a coupler labeled swell to great allows selected swell stops to sound when the organist plays the great manual. Why is this useful? It allows the organist to combine sounds from different divisions and create a fuller or more varied registration. Couplers are therefore extremely useful when building the sound of the organ during a hymn or piece of music. Part 6. The expression pedal. Here is another important control, the expression pedal. The expression pedal allows the organist to control the volume of an enclosed division of the organ. When the pedal is moved in one direction, the shutters can open and allow more sound into the room. When they close, less sound escapes and the music becomes softer. This allows an organist to create gradual crescendo and diminuendo effects. And remember, on many organs, the expression pedal does not directly change the volume of every pipe in the instrument. Its effect depends on which division is enclosed. Part 7. The swell box and swell shutters. Behind the expression pedal is another fascinating part of the organ, the swell box. Some of the pipes are enclosed inside this box. At the front are movable shutters called swell shutters. When the shutters open, more sound escapes from the box. When they close, the sound becomes quieter. The organist controls these shutters using the expression pedal, This is one of the features that gives the pipe organ its remarkable expressive capabilities. Part 8. The wind chest. Now let's go inside the instrument. One of the most important components is the wind chest. Think of the wind chest as an air distribution system. Air supplied by the organ's wind system is stored or directed through the wind chest. When the organist presses a key and the appropriate stop is selected, the mechanism allows air to reach the corresponding pipe or pipes. So the wind chest plays a vital role in connecting the organist's actions at the console with the pipes that produce the sound. Part 9. The blower. But where does all this air come from? That's the job of the blower. Modern pipe organs generally use an electric blower to supply air to the organ. The blower pushes air through the wind system at the required pressure. Before electric blowers became common, organs relied on manually operated bellows. So whenever you hear a pipe organ playing, remember that behind the music is a carefully controlled system of moving air. Part 10. The bellows. Another important part of the wind system is the bellows. Bellows act as a reservoir and help regulate the supply of air. Historically, some organs required people to pump the bellows manually. Today, electric blowers generally supply the air, while the bellows help maintain a stable wind supply. Without a reliable wind system, the organ cannot produce a consistent sound. Part 11. The organ console. Now let's return to where the organist sits. This entire control area is called the organ console. The console contains most of the controls the organist needs to play the instrument. Here we have the manuals. Below them is the pedal board. Around the manuals are the stops, couplers, and other controls. We may also find combination pistons, expression controls, and other switches. So you can think of the console as the control center of the pipe organ. It is where the organist communicates with this enormous instrument. Part 12. Combination pistons. Many modern organs also have combination pistons. These are buttons that allow the organist to store and recall particular registrations. For example, one piston might be programmed for a soft accompaniment. Another might provide a fuller hymn registration. Another might activate an even more powerful combination. This is extremely useful during worship services and concerts because the organist can change registration quickly without manually adjusting every stop. Part 13. The tremulant, and finally we have the tremulant. The tremulant creates a controlled variation in the organ's wind supply, producing a gentle wavering or vibrato-like effect. It can add warmth and expression to certain sounds, particularly some flute and reed stops. However, it should be used carefully. The goal is to enhance the music, not to make the entire organ sound as though it is constantly shaking. So, the next time you see a pipe organ, don't just look at the keyboards and pipes. Remember that behind every beautiful organ sound is an incredible combination of air, pipes, mechanical or electrical controls, craftsmanship, and musical skill. The pipe organ is not simply a large keyboard instrument. It is an extraordinary machine that allows one musician to control an enormous musical system. If this lesson helped you understand the pipe organ better, please like this video, subscribe to Cptedwin Orgånist, turn on the notification bell, and share this lesson with another music lover or aspiring organist. And tell me in the comments, which part of the pipe organ would you like me to demonstrate in greater detail in the next lesson? Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep playing, keep inspiring, and above all, keep praising the Lord through music. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.